Welcome back, everybody. All right, we are picking up um, after we have cleared the Goblin Camp. Uh, we're going to have a particular set of fights that we're going to be going into, and I'm going to start by dealing with a little Githyanki threat. If you'll recall, he kills Zor's friend, and as much as Lae'zel wants to get them, I don't care if they live or die. In fact, I think they're dangerous. Oh, and so what we just got frightened by, you can't really see it, but a dragon flew by overhead. You can see its shadow going over. We just didn't have a really good camera angle on it when we came up. So we're going to go talk to Alika here. Not that she's going to tell us her name. This fight is definitely challenging at level 4. I'm hoping it will be a touch easier at level 5. We're going to definitely find out. But you can see we are fully armed. I wanted to do this fight first, so we had just everything we could throw into it and hopefully succeed. I am very confident that it will have a chance of success.
Another one. Keep back, flat face.
Oh
I know
yeah,
how to
I'm a
handle
Gith.
myself.
So she's kind of scared of the Gith. So
Aren't you with that other lot down at the bridge? The ones with the dragon? All right. Maybe we don't have a problem then. Maybe. That bridge was going to be my passage to Baldur's Gate, to safety. Now I have to find another way. I'm leaving. Don't follow. Don't tell them you saw me. They're out for blood. I hope you're in good standing with them.
this
That's
poor
it.
girl.
I'm getting out
So
of here.
we'll see her again later.
Something good here.
Of sort. She is not really part of the other group of tieflings. She is definitely on her own. She won't tell us her name, actually, if you ever do have that conversation. I forgot I was Gith for a second, and so my conversation was definitely different. So this fight, I'm definitely going to use a Scroll of Enlarge, I think on Karlak, if I can get the chance. It is an action for me to do that. So, almost tempted to like start walking up, use it, and then real quick run up so she has as many rounds as possible with it. I imagine Melfs will probably come into play just because it's pretty powerful. That one Warlock level is kind of hurting me a little bit, but we're going to probably be using some quicken spells too. I only have 4 sorcery points. Remember, I didn't get one last level because I took Warlock. So I only get 1 quicken spell, but I think this is the fight to use it on. I know that's kind of blowing a lot of my resources. We've kind of talked about that before, but I think it is important. Now,
drop your weapons.
they're kind of forcing us into this.
Before I do that, Istik.
This is your last chance.
No, look up. That was your last chance, Istik. Now burn.
So we're definitely not going that way to Baldur's Gate. Pardon me.
Stop wasting time, Beretta. You're not here to play with the locals.
Of course, Kithrak. We merely sought to...
No excuses. Question, kill, then move on. Find the weapon. Our queen watches us. Fail her at your peril.
Can we kill them? Please. Pretty please.
Yes, we're definitely going to try to kill them. So that's Kithrak Voss. He will be a character that we're going to see more of throughout. Thankfully, we don't actually have to fight him here, but you can see we do have plenty of other Gith here. Oh, we can't really see yet. There's 4, including 2 fighters, one with a greatsword, one with a longsword, and 2 ranged characters. They all do hit very hard, so this fight can be kind of spooky. So what we're going to try and do So we're gonna sneak just a little bit closer. And the only thing I'm worried about, I'm not that familiar with how it works. So you know what? We're gonna play it straight. We're gonna go up. But the only thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna drag Astarion out. And we're gonna have him stealth.
Just like old times.
And then I'm gonna have him kind of move up to like here. I want him coming into this fight. Actually, you know what? We might put him up top even.
Just like old times.
Because if I can have him kind of get involved separately from everybody else, I think that would be good. And he is squishy to say the least. I'm very worried about him getting killed pretty quickly in the fight. But I think if he's separated out, he can make a huge contribution to the fight as well.
Time to rest.
So here we go. We're gonna go in, and it's gonna go terrible. No, it's gonna be fine. We'll see. We'll see.
You are unknown to me, kin. Are you straight from the creche, wandering unbidden? And in the company of local vermin? Explain yourself, Vinisk!
He doesn't really like Gith. We've kind of established that. He's always felt like he's picked on. He wants to be a Gith, a proud Gith, but he feels like the Gith don't want him. So yeah, we're gonna just
Insubordinate at best.
not
A blood
take that
traitor
well.
and deserter at worst. Beretha, kill them and search the bodies. I will hunt for the weapon elsewhere.
At once. Attack her!
Yeah, good thing we don't have to fight boss, so we would definitely die. Get a red dragon here. I think we would just get destroyed. Alright, so I did get to go first. And I've been trying to give this fight some thought, so it's a pretty scary fight to be honest. We do have her. She is right there. So one of the things about her is she does get the ready to parry. So you can see it right there. It's a ready to parry action. Didn't even used to show up, it's just there. It means that the next weapon attack, she's going to reduce its damage by 10. So it is kind of scary. So we kind of have a few options. So one of the first I do want to look at is what would happen with Tasha's. So we're going to look. It's only a 60% chance. What if we cast it as a level 2 sorcerer? Still 60. Not entirely inspiring. Ooh, I can twin Tasha's. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Because this guy can hit kind of hard too. And if we examine him, we can see he's not ready to parry. But he does have Githyanki War Magic. They have some specific cantrips and spells that they can do. And these two are both crossbow users. They're relatively annoying too. A lot of options. And I think I'm going to be very bold and actually start with a potion of speed. That's going to let me really do a handful of things. I won't be able to use my meta magic this round, but I would be able to use it next round. But I could still do enlarge on Karlach and still cast a spell. So I think that's the play. So I'm going to start with a potion of speed. So we're going to drink that. Now I have 2 actions. Now this does mean in a few rounds I'm not going to be able to do something per round, but at that point this fight's pretty decided. So, step 1. Enlarge person. Heavily enlarge on Karlach. Oh, big Karlach. We love to see that. And then I'm going to go for it. We're going to twin Tasha's. It's going to use my Warlock spell. You know what? That's fine. We're going to twin it on Baratha and this guy. And, ooh, less of a success chance. Which one goes first? I guess they go back to back. So we're actually going to twin it on this girl. And they both saved. How disappointing for me. So now I am going to boogie out of sight. Well, not out of sight, but as far away as I can. I don't want to be the target. Yes, shoot at my tankier person, please. Still hurts that she took some damage, but it's fine. Don't love that, though. They love to rally each other. Okay, so I forgot to actually get a star involved, but I'm actually okay with that. So his first move, can we sneak attack? He's gonna start with a sneak attack on this person. We can see where he's gonna come up now in the order. And that might be a good place for him to be. And he actually did a nice little chunk of damage to her. So, Karlach. Karlach gets 2 attacks. Karlach is enlarged. Karlach's swinging. The question is, to rage or to not rage? What does rage give us? It's 2 additional damage with melee and improvised weapons. Resistance to physical is huge. Yep, we're gonna do it. Okay, so I have a plan. You'd think I would have had a plan before I started, but no. So now we're raging, and Karlach, we're gonna try to move up to here. And we're gonna just try to Tiger's Bloodlust these 2. And we're gonna literally do that twice.
That won't work.
That was not great. This is not the most inspiring start, but we did get some damage on him. We got some bleeding on him. Took the rallied off of her. This is probably where we pay for it. She's gonna take a lot of damage. Ow. Could have been much worse. Oh, she got that action surge going. And this is where Shadowheart's gonna have to come in and do some healing. Oh. Alright. Don't love it, to be honest. So let's get Shadowheart in. So Shadowheart's gonna do what Shadowheart does best. She's gonna come up. She's actually going to Healing Radiance. So that gets a little heal, and then we're actually going to just use an actual action to full 100%, like biggest heal we have. So he's got the concentration hold person going. I don't know if he's going to count in melee right now. I really hope he does, to be honest. But I think he's outside of his range anyway. Yeah. So we can Hunter's Mark him now. And since he's down for that, actually going to do... Definitely not that. Really hope we hit with this, to be honest. We're gonna do Ilmatir.
Again.
Don't love it. Okay. So now it's my turn. Aha, I have 2 actions now. So our first one is going to actually be a Scorching Ray, I mean. So step 1, Scorching Ray. And I'm going to try to Scorching Ray this guy. We're going to throw 3 at him. No.
Use your illicit potential.
We broke the concentration. That is a good first step. So, I meant to do this beforehand. We are going to go ahead. We're going to Hex. Wisdom. We're going to just drop 1 on her. This one are gonna crit. And there we go. That's what we needed. She is dead now. That is a beautiful thing. She's the one who hits harder than anybody. So now, I use my bonus action, so I can't do anything else. But that was an absolutely massive kill. That was so much damage. Let's see how much that was. That one crit was hit really hard. 17, 6, 1. Great use of that Illithid thing. And I crit on the second one, so 12, 6. I mean, those two hits right there. They definitely carried the day. Alright, so much damage. Alright, ending that turn. So now we got the two archers. They are a problem. Not trying to say they're not, for sure. Because they sit here and do this back and forth to each other. But, oh, and he knocked him down? How rude. And then the extra damage. Okay. So now it's Karlak's turn. Now Karlak is going to use her bonus action to drink a potion. And I don't know if she has one on her, so we're just going to drink the one on me. Boom, big heal. Karlak is about to ruin this guy's day. So he's frightened. He got frightened from that crit, by the way. That's, I mean, it's huge. It gives her advantage on her attacks. She still missed the second one. A little bit of a bummer, but acceptable. That's still on him. It's a huge disadvantage to shoot at him, though. Now, you'll notice he can't heal right now. Healing doesn't do anything. So he's going to actually shoot. And let's find a fun arrow for this guy. Well, we're just going to go traditional fire. Hopefully it hits. Boom. Took that rallied back off of him. He didn't like that. And we're going to just slide back so they have a harder time hitting me. Alright, and so that was my other Illithid power. See? Illithid powers can be really good. So he tried to do something to us, so I was just like, I noped him. I was like, you can't cast that spell, plus you're going to take some damage, and it was enough to kill you. So that's huge. Now I could heal Karlak, but she's fine. Can I get up here? I sure can. Oh yeah.
Let's see.
So we're going to go visit these guys. Now I could go after the one that's really hurt, but this girl here had the absolute audacity to... I'm sorry, this guy here had the audacity to shoot one of my guys when he's hurt. So, boom. Big hit on him. I kind of reposition myself just a little bit. And we're good. So, I've used a lot of spells, so I'm really not going to try and tap into my spells anymore. So instead, we're going to reapply Hex. We're going to go apply it to her. And then it's just going to be straight up Eldritch Blast from here on out. But boom, boom. That's what we're doing. And that's, you can see this crit build really coming into play here. Just massive. Alright. I realize everything is massive to me right now, but... Oh, but that was a point blank shot that just crit for 25. That's, I mean, that's a big hit. Thankfully, she had some bonus damage from, or bonus health from something come up. Alright, we can jump really far. We're going to jump really far. By the way, I'm going to not be able to move next round, so it'd be really good if we can finish this guy off. And it looks like we're set too. There it is. So all in all, pretty solid fight. I've seen that fight go much worse. Nobody's laying on the ground hurt. This is where I was unable to move. Ah, I'm not lethargic anymore. Okay. So Shadowheart says 17 of 44. So she needs to get a little bit back before we do our long rest. And technically he needs like 1 back. I don't really want to use any more her spells if I can avoid it. So I'll just try that. She's good now. And you know what? We'll be 1 down on him. That's not the end of the world. Short rest.
Welcome,
And you can
rest.
see we're in great shape now.
Shouldn't have wished to live in
That
more
whole
interesting
fight went
times.
spectacularly. About as well as it could, honestly. other than my opening Tasha's that failed miserably. And we're gonna loot, and we're gonna get a Githyanki crossbow. It's a kind of a +1 heavy crossbow, which is not bad. Get some armor and stuff. I'm probably gonna get weighed down by the time we're done looting, but I'll get everything moved around as needed. Now here we can see we're picking up some extra Githyanki armor, and we're getting a longsword. The longsword is just a basic +1 weapon. But besides, Baratha has this Githyanki greatsword. Now, it's not drastically better for Karlach than the other sword. It is a +1, but the psychic damage requires that she's a Gith, so she won't get that. However, this would be a great weapon for Lae'zel, so we are going to save it. We're going to give it to Lae'zel.
Githyanki Tirsi, the script of your people, is etched on the slate, forming an array of arcs and circles.
Alright, I'm going to activate this, see what it says.
Magical energy courses through the slate. You are flooded with understanding. A mystical map glows before you, revealing a Githyanki refuge within a temple at the mountain pass. A creche. The slate also reveals their mission: to locate a polyhedric relic of great importance to your queen.
The queen being Queen Blacketh, she is like pretty much the ruler of Gith. I can see I'm like really weighed down. So luckily I think we only have the one more body to loot. And then we can pass some gear around. Not proud, I will take a potato. Okay, so first off, let's look at the armor. We have 2 sets of Githyanki armor here. Now, we know Shadowheart doesn't have any dex, so it's not worth putting it on her. What we can do is go ahead and send one to camp. That's going to be for Lae'zel. We know she's not wearing it, so that'll be a huge improvement for her. Then we're going to move some of this over to Karlach. The greatsword we are also... Is that the greatsword? Yeah. We're going to send that to camp as well. We know Lae'zel's going to take that. Also, it's going to sound weird. I'm sending another just regular greatsword to camp. It's for later. I just want to make sure I have one there, because I've forgotten before, and it is kind of needed. We can go ahead and upgrade these crossbows a little bit. So that's really great for those 2. They're going to hit harder, and we're still watching for... Actually, I think Astarion can use one of those, can't he? Yeah, let's go and give him one of those. You can see he hits a little bit harder with it and has a better chance to hit. So we might as well give him the best. Shadowheart's case, we're going to go and swap her back to a light crossbow. It's fine. She doesn't use her bow that often. And then we're going to move some of this over to Shadowheart. Now this longsword's interesting. I could use it, but I think the spell sparker is just way better. You can see it's been attacking on little extra damage. I like Faithbreaker better than the longsword for Shadowheart. So ultimately we will probably just sell that. It's not one that I'm going to store or hold on to or anything like that. Alright, so that was that. Now, obviously they destroyed the bridge going towards Baldur's Gate. The creche is actually located this way. We're not going to go that way yet. You can even see the quest marker up there. Travel the mountain pass. Da, da, da. There's like 3 different quests. They're all like, go find this creche.
Watch the shadows.
We're not going to be doing that yet. We're going to go ahead and finish what we're doing. Rest, have our party for killing all the goblins, and then we're actually going to go take care of Auntie Ethel. And then we're going to do the Underdark. After that, that's when we're going to go to the creche. Okay, sorry for the little bit of a pause. My wife had to talk to me about something. She just got back into town, so I was excited. Alright, so we are definitely queued up. We're definitely ready. Astarion did, in the process of lose his Hunter's Mark. Not surprising. He took a pretty good chunk of damage.
Let's get going.
But I didn't take any damage because I ran. So I got
Very
my
well.
hex still, which is nice. And I still have a pretty good number of spells. Karlach still has 2 rages. Shadowheart has all of her first level spells, which, you know, those are her guiding bolts for the most part, things like that. She still has her lay on hands in a pinch. She still has her extra attacks. So
Have a
we're
lot
good.
of
We have a
my
lot of our
mind in it.
resources left
Well,
still.
in it.
So I don't know why I'm walking. We're gonna jump to the Blighted Village to take on the other 2 kind of combats we're gonna be doing before we do our wrap up with the
Moving in.
Goblin quest. So this is the way I like to get down
Apart from
here.
an overgrowth of moss, the well looks unremarkable.
And I do recommend looking for these items you can kind of click on, because you never know. You'll find some really fun stuff. There we go, we got it. You can also see the headband in action, giving me a +4. I had a -1, so it's taking me to that 17. That
Dry
+3.
stones line the wall. At the bottom, something gleams in the dappled light.
Okay, let's go and climb down the bucket.
Better be careful.
See what's down
These
here.
webs carry vibrations.
So this is technically Underdark, but it's like, specifically it's called the Whispering Depths. This is like, still, it's underground. I wouldn't consider it true Underdark. So we're gonna kind of explore a little bit. You can see there's a lot of things we can loot. Now, I don't touch these cocoons. It's a good way to get a bunch of little spiders attacking you, things like that. We're mostly here. That's up there. So these trigger the spiders if you step on the webs. But we're also going to go explore this cave. So looking around this little cave, that's cool. We don't need torches, thank you though. There is a lot of hints as to who might have been here. So we have some supplies, some incense. Ooh, there's a journal. We can get that. In her form, I find ecstasy. The spell's not enough. This is somebody who's obviously obsessed with spiders. We know that mostly due to later knowledge, but you will see eventually. Oh, nothing in any of those crates. This is just a couple of the kind of stock books that float around. See another journal? So, Korean, just calling it Elite. I have Exalted by Loth. So, just kind of overall the worship of spiders, very common. So, kind of clues us in that there's probably a drow or something over here. More, so she has, or this person found a pair of boots. We just got it. Still worshiping Loth. We're gonna look down here. Great, love it. Love well. We replace our enlarge. We got a charm person, which is handy. And detect thoughts. We've got a few of those. So you can see this has a diagram. A spider and an elf are sketched with overlapping circles. This is somebody who's very obsessed with spiders. And if we look over here, you can't see it, but there is a very, very large spider and a couple smaller ones that kind of go there. And you can see that this person was probably over here watching them constantly. Now those boots we picked up are going to be handy for this part. And we're going to specifically put them on Astarion. They make you immune to being webbed, so you can't be webbed up. And your movement speed is not affected by web surfaces. So they're pretty important because they're actually going to make him able to walk along those webs without alerting spiders that were here. Which is much more important than it may initially sound, but is very important. There's another set of armor. Jeez, it's everywhere. It's just studded leather armor. Obviously, for all of us, we have better. And again, I could wear armor if I want, but it's going to override the +3. I can even show you what that looks like. So I put that on. My AC actually goes down drastically because now I don't get this, and I don't get my normal armor. So that's the reason I'm not wearing those. Got to see the drow undergarments, which are pretty risque. Okay. So we are now going to sneak up here. You can see cracked rocks. We can climb these. And we're not going to go for that backpack. That would be... Actually, I guess we could send a star in over there to go loot it. So we're going to stealth as a group. Also going to split the group up a little bit. That way they don't follow a star in here. And you can see he's not setting anything off. Yeah, a little gold. A little musical instrument, whatever.
Silent as the grave.
He's gonna come sneak up. I'm sure you saw the spider pathing around. There's a couple spiders. There's a couple of these etcher caps. All of them are unpleasant. So we're gonna actually start him coming up here and killing this spider, hopefully. We're doing a lot of damage to the spider. Now, thankfully, Astarion gets to go first, which means everybody else can kind of slip up here and do what they want. This Carla can come up, and she's going to see if she can shoot at that one. She's going to shoot at the far away one. She only gets to do one shot before she resets. Shadowheart is actually going to come up over here. I'm going to see if I can get her an angle on this guy. We'll go for it. Why not? There we go. Huge damage on that guy. Like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit on all of them. And then I'm going to sneak up. And then I'm actually going to switch back to Astarion and do my attack. We're going to save that other Hunter's Mark, actually. See, I killed that one. And he can actually slide back and hide.
I'll do it my way.
So now I've got an Ettercap that's pretty beat up. I've got a spider there that's kind of beat up, and another Ettercap that's pretty far away. So Oh, no. Astarion, no. Go back, buddy. Where's me? There I am. I'm gonna come over. And, you know, we're gonna go to our old favorite. Oh, that's Eldritch Blast. Magic Missile. We're gonna use one on him. Actually, I'm not too worried about the Ettercaps. We're just gonna go all three on this guy. I want him dead. So hopefully that happens. Boom, and it 100% dead. It was questionable if it would have if I hadn't. So we're good. Go back to Astarion. We can end his turn. They're all surprised. That's why I wasn't too worried. So she can now shoot at this guy. She now move up and get him.
Need to learn the hard way.
Maybe. There we go. Got a little more damage on him.
I can't even catch my breath.
Yeah, we're good. And they're both surprised. Okay. So now we're back around to Astarion. Now, on his turn, he's gonna go and just come over. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna step back and we're gonna hide again.
Let's have a little fun.
So the reason we don't want to melee these Ettercaps if we can avoid it, we might not be able to avoid it, but if we can avoid it, ideally we don't want to be in melee with them because they have this like disease thing that gets on us. But ultimately, it'll be what it is. So I'm really just gonna use Karlach's turn to loot.
Find a route.
lob something up there, maybe? Ooh, we could. It's not a good path for it. I know what we'll do. This is gonna seem weird. So we burned that web, so now he has to come down. We're gonna end her turn.
No hesitation.
I might. Yep, I got him webbed. Alas. And I don't even know if I can misty step out of it. Yep, I'm immobile. I'm just gonna end my turn. We're gonna let this guy come down. I mean, he did a web. So what? Now she's gonna try and jump. Perfect. So now she's not gonna get webbed. And honestly, she's gonna come over. Reliable guiding bolt. Do a little bit of damage. Now he can actually move up quite a bit. Maybe he'll be stealthy. We'll see. He can be. We can probably get a really solid hit on this guy. You got the boots, so you don't get him webbed. What? But he's still in range. It works out. Awesome.
This will do nicely.
I think it's because he was stealthed. Doesn't matter.
Choice but to keep going. At the ready.
Then I am going to go ahead and apply this. Didn't apply it before, but it's okay. Boom, we have a dead Eder cap. Nobody got infected. Living the dream. Yep.
No traps, please.
We can go down there. We can loot this one. Well, I'll get down there eventually. Then we're going to loot that body while we're at it. And then we go that way. We go deal with the mama goblin. Or mama spider. Gotta get them all moved over. There's little bits and things all around here. If you really start exploring. I will be honest, I get turned around in here sometimes. So I tend to not mess with it too much. Alright, everyone is here, nobody's in webbed. Now, we're gonna start sneaking. Whereas,
Don't waste us.
Gollum might say, snaking. You see, there's our queen spider. Matriarch. A lot bigger than these little ones. And we got two little ones. So we do have quite the fight in front of us. But it's actually not as scary as you think.
Really? Now?
So to begin, we're going to split the group up. I'm actually going to move up to this rock. Karlach's going to move up to this rock. Everybody's going to hide behind this rock.
My favorite.
And Astarion
Time for a little death.
is going to do classic secret agent man. Now, there's a whole thing. You can sit here and kill all these eggs if you want. We're not going to mess with that. We get a little AO. Oh, wait, she's looking this way. Don't go yet, man. Let's see. She can see pretty far. There's also methods to just push her in. And if we get the opportunity for that, for instance, if they're phase spiders, so they can teleport. So if she teleports near my sorcerer, your old Asher, we might have to do that. Alright, so far she's not... Oh no, she saw him. He still gets this round to do that. So we are going to Hunter's Mark. We are going to sneak attack. If we can, we'll have to move just a little bit up. He's going to miss. We're going to be disappointed in him. But we don't want to end his turn yet, because we want everybody else to get to go. Part of me is just like, or I should sneak up and go in and just knock him down.
Attention.
So we're going to not do that.
Whisper.
We're going to take Karlach. She's going to sneak down here. We're gonna try to kill this guy. So we got one there. You can see there's one right there, and then the biggie. You'd think, oh, let's put Karlach on the big girl, but honestly, I'm gonna put Karlach doing what Karlach does best, throwing that damage.
I'm ready.
Shadowheart. She's gonna follow up. She's gonna do the same thing.
Now this is my happy place.
Let me strike true.
See if we can kill this one. So you can see they're further down, and they do have the multiple attacks and such. She did get the toxin on her, which is not ideal, but they're obviously not first.
Let's not get caught off guard.
So then I can come over. We really just want to deal with one spider, is kind of the
I've
thing.
seen everything.
So we can kill the two little ones, then we can deal with the big one. That's where we're getting to with all this. So she is poisoned, less than ideal. She's going to take a little bit of damage next turn. Honestly, there's a halfway decent chance I might walk through it. Nope, I dodged it. Good job, me. So this thing has 24 hit points, right? We know that. So we just want to kill it. That would probably do a lot. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're just going to... I'm going to take a risk and think that maybe with my speed I'll go before it. I did not. Nope, I am going before it. Okay, hopefully.
This feels good.
We'll see. So the Spider Queen Matriarch, the first thing she does is bring up these. We'll deal with them. It's not a big deal. One little flame pot or something will take care of it. She comes over. She really didn't do anything too dreadful. So it is my turn. So I can actually get pretty fancy. You know what? We're just gonna do this. Standard. Didn't kill it the way I'd hoped. Interesting that the hex... I don't know. We'll look at it later. But... we can see...
Want to do it?
Carla can go finish that one off at least.
My faith will protect me. Have to keep going.
Now we're gonna put Shadowheart on messing with this girl. Duty. And this might work, this might not. Oh, I can't do the bonus action attack though. So we'll see if she stays over by Shadowheart. They're all gonna come over to Astarion, and he's gonna have a bad day. So he's probably gonna go over a couple attacks to do this. But actually the best thing he can do is literally just give up all these attacks of opportunity. It's gonna be the worst. He'll deal with it. Got a bunch of spiders, all nice and grouped up. What better response than to throw a bunch of fire on them? Boom, 100%. They're all burning on this web that should be burning too. And then we'll drink a potion. Get him a little health back. Ooh, now he came down here. Probably because she was unwebbed. And did a very good chunk of damage to me. I did hold on to this though. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. someone is just asking for a Scorching Ray. So I did a chunk, not as much as I would have liked. And I'm gonna dip around here.
Heating up.
Carla could rage, but I think actually I want to put. She doesn't go invisible. We're gonna put a smite on her instead. Anything we can do to do extra damage, extra bleeds. So now she's gonna take additional damage from both of those. I'm not doing that. We can do this so I don't risk getting enwebbed. Star's basically getting to deal with all those spiders. These guys are gonna deal with the big problem. So we just chunked her. Somehow they are still up. Now honestly, it's dumb. It literally is faster to just do this. He's gonna take less damage. That he'll heal up. They will maybe burn to death. If not, he's still okay. And you can see doing that actually destroyed both webs. So he's stuck there with him while we deal with this. She's probably gonna. Oh no! Oh no! So rude. Yeah, I can crit this. Let's try. Did hit her, did do some damage. I can also now move away, which is nice. I could theoretically have Misty stepped away. But, you know, it's the last chance we have. We're going to do that. And we're going to throw some magic missile. It's classic. And I got the kill because I'm the coolest one.
Forever, pal.
Honestly, we're just gonna let Astar do it. It's funnier. He's got one. We're gonna let him be happy. There we go. So we're gonna group up. Now you can see we don't really have any. Oh, we do still have a short rest. We didn't use them last time, so
Feeling fresh.
everyone's feeling great. Apparently I did it a little early. She still had poison on her. That's fine. Not a big deal. Alright. I'm gonna loot these guys. And the main reason we come down here is this gem that's right here.
Bet that'll fit in my pack.
This dark amethyst is a key to that book we found earlier, and of course we all just got webbed going to go get it. We can get there. Let's go. And the whole party's gonna get over here, and then we're gonna actually get out of here. Alright. Good job, us. So now it's time to teleport to the grove. Now, fair warning, the most of what we're gonna see from here on in is actually going to be FMVs and things like that. So, apologies, that's why I tried to at least front load some combat for you. So, let's go ahead and we're going to hit map. And we're going to go to Emerald Grove. Should be coming in there in just a second. You didn't actually see it appear because I got a real quick message from somebody I had to answer, so I had to pause. That work in life, you know? I saw one of my dogs just like all up on my feet. Alright, here we go. Let's just go let everybody at the grove know how awesome we are. Sell what we can. Probably use up all their gold. So there's a lot of people we can talk to here.
A scout just reported. The goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. And I hear you are the one to thank. I'm grateful. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it. It's not enough, but it's all we have.
Halsin will likely want to thank you too, mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us...
No armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave. But perhaps we need not speak of farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us.
So that is the tiefling story. Most of the tieflings, if we talk to them, will have like little things they say. Some of them are more excited than others, things like that. Vol, Mattis, everybody along there. We are going to walk over and try to find where Damon is. Because he's one of the people we're going to sell to, if I can find him. Honestly, don't remember where he stands. They're very upset about Cannon still. He's dead right there. You can see this is his friends. Where are you? I don't think he's down at his area still, but we'll check there, obviously. I don't know. Let's see, Roland was here. Let's actually stop and talk to Roland and see what he has to say.
I nearly dispatched those goblins myself, but it seems you managed well enough. And why wield a masterwork where a butcher's blade will do? My thanks, truly.
Cough. Full of himself. Much cough. But it's fine. So we're going to talk to Aaron.
True. You scattered the goblins. Peace can finally return to this corner of the Sword Coast. Thank you. Of course.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of time personally for these druids. Like, we had to do all the work. Like, Halsin, you're cool, man. You definitely helped. We did have to kind of rescue you, but you were there. But we did a good job. One of the cool things is Halsin's actually going to join us eventually if we do his quest line, where he's a party member we can use. The downside is he joins after you've kind of already established your party dynamic, which can make things a little rough. Ooh, I didn't even notice we picked this up. We'll probably equip that, and we gotta put those back on Astarion. So we've sold everything we had. Let's, as per usual, you can see his gear has increased. He now has greater healing potions. He's got some stronger spells that we will probably snatch up a couple of them. Well, by a couple of them, I basically mean that one. Ooh. We might snatch Everard's Black Tentacles if we have enough. We should. But you can see the rest of his gear. Some of it's increased a little bit, but he's still got relatively unimpressive gear. So yeah, we got 242 coming to us. Let's see, that is 190. So we're not quite even. We'll let other people buy him for us. But he also has a little bit larger chunk of gold too. So let's grab. Let's start with Carla. She's carrying a ton of stuff. So this is actually tied to that one spell I have, which is the Summon Quasit. We're eventually going to give that to Mr. Gale whenever I eventually remember to. I don't have the best memory sometimes on things like that because I'm like, oh, we're going to do that, and then it's forever before we get back to camp. So, kind of expensive, but we're still going to get almost 200 gold. So I like that. And those will be worthwhile. Now for Astarion, I meant to use that spider egg. We didn't. We'll find plenty of reasons to though, don't worry. Star's gonna go ahead and buy a couple arrows. I don't really use the Elmatir ones that often. Fires are not bad, but they tend to cause a lot of damage. That's the one thing that's nice about the Elmatir, the Roaring Thunder. Roaring Thunder aren't that impressive on their damage, though. And we'll grab a couple of these. They're fine. They have some necrotic damage tied to them. They also stop your healing for a round, so I think that's worth it. Stinking Cloud. Just never really use that spell, so I'm probably leaving a lot on the table spell-wise, but then we can sell a chunk off of her. We might not even need Damon after all anyway. Let's see how much. So he's only got 165. So unless we buy something else, we're not going to just give him stuff, so we're going to bring it down to, there we go, 145. Perfect. We get 150, 160. We'll leave him nothing. So he's broke, which is fine. And we can go see if we can find Damon still to sell
May
the
you keep
last few
balance.
things. Are you down there, buddy? I don't think he is. We'll know pretty quick, though. It's fine, though. Oh, no, he is down there. Look at him go. Hey, buddy. Now, he might have some improved armor, so we might look at that and might actually spell it a little money, since we're just so
You saved us.
crazy.
I wasn't sure we'd make it through. I wish I had better, but this is all I have.
Well, thanks. Shut up. Show us your stuff. Alright, so the reason we're going to look at his... He typically had... Well, he doesn't really, though. Nothing really to jump on, to be honest. Damon, my man, I'm a little disappointed in you, buddy. But that's okay, because we're going to go to Shadowheart. She's going to sell the last of her stuff. What should we get for that? Sure. It's just not very useful for us, to be completely honest, with our characters and builds.
May Timora's luck twist your way.
Alright, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and do this. See, make sure nobody's got too much gold on them. We'll set some of that. Camp, didn't mean to, I meant to split it first, but it's fine if we didn't. We're going to put these in here. I'm going to actually equip this robe. Not as cool looking. We're probably going to have to dye it. Although, I don't know. It looks alright. Probably just run with it for a while. So we have a dye on us. We'll look at camp. See what we want to dye it with. I'm also going to split up our healing potions. Kind of gotten a pretty big stack of them going. And Carlight goes through them pretty quick. Also going to... I'm going to put these boots back on. Starting, like, literally the enwebbed boots are good for that little part, in my opinion, and not much else. So we'll send those back to camp. I'm hanging on to that in case Gale needs another item. So there we go. Oh wait, no, I only got a little bit of food. 20. Here's the sack for the rewards. Oh, okay, here we go. This is something I wanted. So this helm, when healing another the wearer gains 1 to 6. So Shadowheart finally has a helmet to wear. And it looks just so druidy that we're not going to make her wear it, but it's a good one. We're going to go stick that backpack somewhere else too, so I can remember to sell it eventually. There we go. So now let's go find Halcyon. We're going to let him know everything that went down and get a little bit more loot, and then it's going to be time for us to go to sleep. So we're going to be heading this way. Sorry about that slight pause again. Just my wife had a couple questions for me. But here we are. There's Halcyon and Kaga having a little conversation.
You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
An error most grave, master. I beg your grace.
Grace is bestowed by nature, not me. You will stay as a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids, the natural order of things. It is up to you to prove the lessons have been learned once more.
So as you say. And so it is done, master.
All right.
She shows great insolence. But time will humble her. And the Grove still needs her. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The Grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts. Tomorrow morning, we shall discuss what is to come.
In the shadows.
So that's we'll have to go talk to Wrath. Kaga actually took it, I think, pretty well. I think she really is repentant. We don't really get into it, but I think she does really feel bad for what she did. Sometimes people do feel regret. So now we can talk to Wrath.
You done it. You brought Halcyon back. Thank you. No, thanks is not enough. May Sylvanas bless you for all your days. I cannot imagine taking on a camp full of goblins was a simple task. As am I. The Grove will be whole again. Let me show you on your map where you can find the cache. Take this rune. You'll need it. Place it among the pedestals inside our library. When the wolf glows brightest, everything in the vault below will be yours.
Alright, there we go. Little loots. We'll have Kaga talk to Silver. Silver's Wrath's, like, buddy.
Another stranger come to vex me. What will you do? Hunt me? Grab my tail? Shout until my head hurts?
I mean, the shout until her head hurts or his head hurts. Probably accurate, but...
No, wait. You smell fresh.
It's a wild heart
Safe.
program.
You can stay, if you must.
That, my friends, is how you get Silver to get along with you.
If not over, then through.
You can see Shadowheart still gets that fear. Sometimes. We're gonna talk to Nettie.
Blessed day. I was worried I'd never see Master Halcyon again. You kept your word. Thank you. Ha! Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do when you told me about that tadpole. I don't know if I can ever restore Sylvanas' peace to this place. But I'll have the chance. Thanks to you.
We get a little bit of a reward from her. She's just a humble druid. Doesn't have quite the same oomph, but who doesn't love an apple? Oh, and I put it in her bag for some reason. Now that actually makes an antidote, so we're gonna stick that in Shadowheart's alchemy pouch, and you're gonna understand why in a minute. We'll just send that to camp. So one of the things that does start to get heavy, you can see my alchemy pouch weighs 6.6 pounds. I promise at some point we are going to look at alchemy. We are going to go ahead and just right now. Oh, that's not where that one went. Whatever. Oh, it goes up here. We're going to combine these two, and then I'm going to swap pouches with her. She's a lot stronger than me, so she can carry the extra 6 pounds. I'm going to clear that off of my weight. And over time, I'll just move things to her pouch. And eventually, we'll do some crafting. Just to give you an idea of what that looks like. I believe we actually have to do it from the individual page. So we would just come over. You go to alchemy. It'll tell you what you can make. And we can make like potions of healing, elixirs, alchemist fire, things like that. See if we go Shadowheart. Does she have more options? Yeah, so you can see I don't have a lot I can do yet anyway. But as we go, we'll eventually get more powerful things. The first thing we need to do is actually extract ingredients, and then we'll be able to.
No one back home will ever believe this.
But the reason we're over here is this. So we finally have this. Not that we were desperate for it, but you can actually pick this out of Wrath's pocket if you're playing like a sneaky rogue type run. So you can actually get down here and get to this item a little bit faster. Oh, I clicked too fast. It wasn't going as fast as my brain was. And by doing that, you get access to their little hidden treasure vault. Now again, usually going to be more of a sneaky run. And you get to get a few potions. You get to get a few poisons. You get to get a few scrolls. Blink, Phantasmal Killers, Dimension Door, all pretty powerful. Phantasmal Killer is actually pretty strong if you roll well. Because you can have it concentrate and literally do it each round. So it's a really strong spell to use in the right instance. And then Dimension Door, the only downside to that one is it is, like I said, concentration. And if you roll low, not a lot of damage. The Dimension Door, very valuable spell. The only downside is it's an action versus like Misty Step, but you can take somebody with you, which is huge. There's actually a point much later in the game where Dimension Door is absolutely massive. My favorite word, massive.
So why does touching it give me a knot in my stomach?
Interesting. And then we also have the Robe of Summer, which I'm probably going to switch to, actually. So, the thing about the Poisoner's Robe, I don't really have any poison spells. There's not a lot in the game, but if I put the Robe of Summer on, one, it definitely fits my aesthetic better, and it's giving me resistance to cold damage. So I kind of like that. We're going to send that to camp. We'll give it to Gale eventually, and he'll probably get this one eventually too. The scrolls will sort so we can easily get those up in this bag, or my little scroll book, which I know I need to kind of clean up, I'm sure, a little bit on that too. And then Sorrow is a polearm. So we don't really have a lot of characters that can use polearms. And if we read what Sorrowful Lash does, it is a pole on a creature. Now the character that can use polearms, theoretically, would be Karlach. So let's look at it. And we can see the damage is still a bit of a drop off. We would hit more, but we're going to lose damage. It does have extra reach, which is nice. And there is some really good polearm builds you can do. It's just not what we're going to be doing with Karlach, so we're not going to use it. But if you are doing that, it is really good. And it doesn't have a negative feature that was present in early access, so it's actually not a bad item. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and, since the next place we're going to go is in the tea house, we're going to go ahead and go there, and then we're going to rest, and that's actually going to trigger. Actually, yeah, we'll just go to the Riverside Tea House. This way we're prepared. And then we're going to go to camp. We're actually going to long rest. That should trigger the party. Hopefully. Otherwise, we might long rest back to back. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. This triggers the party. This is the big party. This is the we killed the goblins. Hooray for us. There's going to be some conversations. Just prepping you for that. I'm going to try to not talk to every single person. That way y'all can get some fun surprises if you haven't played through this. We're gonna hit some of the big ones.
Would you look at this place? All these people happy because of us. It's nice to be somewhere where good is still possible. And with such
lovely company. With you, and just lately, I feel like I can remember what it's like to be good.
She spent 10 years in the hells. Good's not a strong word for her right now. But love that. Like I said, this is our romance. People like Garlic. I don't know. She's one of my favorite companions. We're gonna stick to that. We're doing a good run.
In the beginning. Blew up in my face spectacularly. Lesson learned. Never try to befriend a devil, cambion, or imp. Orphans are good for a drink and joke, but you can't turn your back on them. But hey, enough about that. That's history now. I want to think about the future. The one nice thing about being trapped in the inexorable grind of time is you've always got something to look forward to.
It's a very positive way to look at it.
Me too. I don't think I've ever looked forward to anything as much. You better go enjoy the party before I do something I'll regret. I like you unburnt, after all. Bye,
Garlic
soldier.
is spicy. We're gonna get to the point where we build on that relationship, we'll just say. Like I said, I'm not going to talk to all the tieflings. They don't really have a lot to say. I'm not going to talk to Gale. Looks like he's not hunched over. We're not going to talk to Will. He's sulking over here for some reason. We're just going to hit a couple of the big ones. We are going to talk to Shadowheart. I like her conversation. And we're going to talk to Astarion. We're going to hit our party members.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? Exactly right. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me? It's quite a bottle. I liberated one of the finer vintages earlier. Best enjoyed someplace private, I think. As you like. Try not to tire yourself out too much.
So that's how you can kind of start the relationship with Shadowheart. That's kind of her
One day I'll catch a break.
first thing. I'll let the people enjoy that. This girl owes me some money.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am. Cheers to many more like this.
Oh, I guess she... Oh no, they have to make it to Baldur's Gate. We'll see if she does.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here... I hate it. This is awful. True. That was fun. Still, I would have liked more for my trouble than a pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
It's a heavy, rich red, dry and sharp.
See what I mean? Awful. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much to ask? By the hells. Sex, my dear. A night of passion.
He's not my
Not with
type
you.
in this particular run.
Just to be clear.
So.
I mean, can you imagine? Ugh, no. Anyway, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have someone else to sniff around.
He's not too fond of us right now, so not the most positive conversation. We did get some approval from Lae'zel earlier. We're going to go and talk to her
I
real
have
quick.
seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades. Yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness.
She's flirting.
I smell their blood on you still. I smell your sweat. I mean to taste it.
So, again, this is one we could do. But I'm going to turn her
respect
down.
your error. There are, after all, other spreads before me. I will not go long without pleasure.
Quite the saucy wench. She'll probably find a star in later.
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
Alright, and he's referring to Alfira. We'll go talk to her real quick.
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
That's definitely the evil run, I guess. We'll just do a classic song.
Fitting. You're braver than half this camp combined. That deserves to be remembered.
I have a friend who's so disappointed you can't recruit Alfira. She tried very hard, but just couldn't do it. And we're gonna talk to House and then
Go
we'll
on
wrap
now.
the night up.
Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow. Later, perhaps. Don't worry about me. A night under the stars amidst nature's creation is just what I need after being locked up in the goblin's dungeon. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
Fair enough. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go to bed. I mean, I could talk to Volo, but I want to wait until the morning when he's gonna be able to help me with my issue. You know what? It's a party. We're gonna rest on wine tonight. So let's see. We're gonna go.
What are you going to do in the city?
How are we gonna do this?
You?
Oh, we got a ton of them, don't we?
Staying at the Elf Song Tavern.
That's 60 right there.
Any sense? They'll hire you on the spot.
We'll split that item. So that'll be 30. It's 38. Got a couple ones here.
Get too close, Count.
Yes. Remember
40. There we go. Little wine rest. I always try to do that for the party.
Buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. You've picked up a few pleasant memories on your journey amongst your struggles. With a profane flush of arousal, you realize she may well be doing the same.
Trying to keep it at least PG-13. Gonna comment again. If we do get to one of the cutscenes that is less YouTube
I trust you
everyone
enjoyed
appropriate,
your evening.
I'll be pausing.
After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
We get a cure, and the chance to hit these arseholes where they live. Sounds good.
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You're half right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. Must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse. Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned. I advise you start in the Temple of Selûne. If you find the Dark Justiciar's hidden entrance, it could lead you all the way to Moonrise. May Sylvanas guide us.
Okay, well, we'll go and buff up and then head out. Remember, we are going to do one thing first. We're going to go take care of Auntie Ethel. We're not leaving that behind. Marina. We got to save her. So, one thing I will say about all this before we jump out, they do kind of imply it's an either or. You're going to do one or the other. You can do both. You can go down, clear the whole Underdark, then go the mountain path, which is where the Githyanki Crush is, and then you can pick whichever entrance into Moonrise in that area that you want. The Shadow Curse lands. So, we're going to do that. But we're going to go and leave. We're going to go ahead and buff. And then I'm going to wrap up this recording. And we'll pick up clearing out Miss Auntie Ethel next time. Which is a very fun adventure. Okay, so we're here. Time to buff up. So I'm going to get my wisdom. Shadowheart's going to give us some aid. A little extra bonus hit points is always good. Karlach's gonna speak to animals, and then we're gonna do the very tedious killing everybody Longstrider. Okay. Eventually I might just start doing that off the recording, but we're ready to go. I will see y'all next time, and thank you so much for coming and watching.